Hello and welcome to another VOD review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. Maybe you've just come from the other channel, the main one, where we did a video on champion pool, and that got me thinking about the videos we do on this one, the variety of junglers we have, and basically how hopefully that can help people find, champions they want to play in main in this season. However, Warwick is not one of those heavy recommendations. We'll slap the runes up, standard page. I love conditioning and revitalize on this champion for the healing, for the combative nature of course, having conditioning when you get to the point in the game when you want those added resistances, which is, of course, why we like to build things like Frostfire, Titanic, and Deadman's. Now, Warwick is just struggling to find his place in the meta. The itemization shift really wasn't kind to him. And we're against a Graves, and we're using a Grandmaster Korean main because, honestly, what's really funny is you don't have a lot of high elo Warwick jungle mains on any of the main servers, but there are two on Korea. SKT1 Worried and Wick99. We used to say thank Wick99 for that great gameplay on the main channel last season. Now, the atomization that they use specifically allows Warwick to clear a lot faster than most people would expect. I think it's because we kind of got into this idea that Tiamat has shifted, Tiamat sucks, it's all over. And then people who like to build AD sort of struggled not having the active as well as the passive combined. Nowadays, they're just building Tiamat into the Cinder Hulk. Sorry, not Cinder Hulk. That is old school itemization. The Balmy Cinder. So the new Tiamat combined with the Balmy Cinder at least gives you decent clear potential. And of course, you already have the Talisman and so on up front, which we don't really care about, as you can see. And this is the point I'm trying to make. I think people are severely overthinking how they should be playing Warwick in this season. Straight up, 3 camp into a gank. Let's look at the lane states here. Renekton against Gragas. Gragas is a really strong flex pick, by the way. The damage is kind of obscene. AP Bruiser, full on all AP burst if you like to go that way. Renekton's a really nice, easy lane to gank. Mid lane, we've got a Syndra versus Kali, headed for more nerfs despite the atrocious win rate. And Syndra is difficult for Warwick as well, but that Q follow through, very nice. And bottom lane, you will see. People were asking, what happens if lanes int? And the thing is, they are going to int very hard. And the gold lead for Warwick's team here is going to be non-existent. They're actually in a deficit till a decent amount of time into the game. So, first clears into a gank. This is the first thing you need to do. Nice stun. He flashes it, but it goes through anyway. You get the Q follow through. I don't think you need to flash that, but in the interest of speed, I think it's good to get it out of the way. The reason being, Graves started bottom side. Graves will always do a red side claim most of the time. He could show here. He could show here. That depends on the nature of the lanes. In this case, this would be ill-advised because the Warwick then would have direct beeline to these camps. And as Graves, you don't want to give that up. So Warwick knows straight up, let me kill him quickly, because Graves could easily rotate in the scenario, and we don't want to give him any sort of ability to shut us down. In Warwick's case, you don't scale as badly as people think, but you still don't scale as well as many other junglers. Save your smite for Krugs, save your smite for Raptors, save your smite for camps where you really need it. Okay? You see this? Just ordering it down. You got the W passive. You're fine. It takes a while, though. I mean, that's painful to watch and understand. Now, a lot of Warwick players here think it's the olden days and get really greedy to repeat gank this stuff. By this time, the Graves has done a full clear. Most likely is on this crab. There you go. And, as soon as you show again, he will destroy you. Also, he most likely will take this as a part of counter jungling. So going back here is great because it gives us a pickaxe. Okay? Part of that component, a little bit of AD, which is what we like. Control ward, pickaxe, and a health pot. Don't need the rejuvenation bead. Don't need that anymore, of course, but don't need the refillables. Straight down to the bottom crab. Now, we were looking at Warwick. Let's just rewind, actually. I didn't mean to go so fast. The Syndra, this is important. Okay, let's watch the mid lane here. While we're going back to base, while we're buying, watch the lanes. Your bottom lane has died already. Okay? So we had a great early gank, good early clears. We tracked Graves. We understood what he wanted to accomplish. Most likely he's taking our Raptors for his 6th camp. We're generous that way. Watch the Syndra. Okay? She's already pathing up with Envision. This tells you everything you need to know. Right? The fact that she's pathing here means not only does she have security, because they don't know what you could be doing. I mean, it's highly unlikely you're still in the area, but it tells you she has assistance and she has someone in the area. It also means she's pathing upwards, okay? Now, with this happening, you look at the top lane. Renekton is low. He does have flash up. Gragas has no flash up, but look at the damage. Oof. And this is something you have to think about and weigh into your decisions. Oh, look, she shows top lane. Graves is most likely coming top lane as well. We like that as Warwick, all right? We like that. Now, Graves does well. I'm sorry, Warwick does well into Graves overall. Push this wave, okay? Oopsie. No deaths. Good. Push this wave for extra experience. The thing about Warwick that's going to really take over this game is obviously the things that make him a fun champion to play. That is that mobility, right? Presses W. The reason for this W is because he lost vision. And the last thing you want to do is see Syndra here while you do this, and she kills you. So you press that W to get some vision, alright? Now as soon as you see her, okay, let me take this, smite it to get out. Graves is resetting. This is a level 4 camp, tier 2. Graves will want these things, okay? Take it, get out. Don't sit around, good ward, don't sit around and auto-attack all the babies. You're going to have to carry this, understanding that your bottom lane is inting, which they will heavily, and you need to pick a lane to really get the lead. You need to pick a lane to snowball. Not only yourself, but also them. And it's very important because Renekton and you, similar champions, right? They're kind of analogs to each other. You want to make sure both of you are primed for success in the mid game to take over. Now, Graves shows up as we expected. Very nice. 45 CS to 37. We're holding off. Okay. This has now respawned again. Thank you to Graves, Kamsahamnida, for taking the whole camp. I don't know why you would. That's bad counter jungling from this guy right here. Because why give me bonus elevated experience when you could just leave a baby and absolutely screw with the Warwick? Don't know. Now, from the Warwick's perspective here, he ganks mid lane. So as soon as you see that, now, this is something I still struggle with because I got this OCD about finishing camps. Leave. You are not going to win this game by farming. And the more you remind yourself of that, the more you remind yourself that you're going to be an off tank with percentage damage that has peel and lockdown that can get to every situation as needed. And that situation is not Galio's fried chicken, then you're going to be in the right frame of mind to succeed with Warwick. Now, he rotates late. Late. And even in Grandmaster. He picked Grandmaster Season 10, that's why I put it there. They're still all doing their placements, of course. This is too late. How well done was that? And this is where Warwick is strong, and this is where this guy in particular uses Warwick so well. It's in the misdirection of the champion in terms of the sustain. People always underappreciate how well he does it. Alright? Akali tries to do things, doesn't happen. Now, you know, most Warwick players will screw this up, because you don't have flash either. You can't flash E. It's on cooldown anyway from using it on the Raptors, so what we do is we get as close as possible. We queue onto the Syndra, okay? We follow through just to create some space between us and Graves, although at this point the space is so minute it doesn't really matter. You've got the E primed ready to go, okay? That fear should go through. You've autoed and now you fear. Nice radius. You're absorbing damage as well because it was activated. Auto attack, which kills her, gives you healing. And now he needs to get level 6. So he auto attacks to heal again, alright? And now what happens? Focus the minions, get level 6. Good. He's healing. He's healing. He's healing. He's getting 6 from the minions. And now if this guy goes in, he's dead. And now Graves has to run away and respect the threat. Which means as Warwick, here is the crossroads that you would see between people who say Warwick is struggling immensely and those who understand the champion fully. Especially those looking to climb. Do we fall back to do our Raptors and then our Krugs? Be honest with yourself. Would you do that right now? Or would you go for Crab? Or, hi Gragas. It would be a shame to see that you're level 5 and my Renekton's level 6. He's popped ult and has resource advantage. And I'm Warwick knowing that the Graves has to respect the fact that I would one-shot him at this point. Okay? No. No, no, no. Don't chase the Graves, my friend. We got a top lane Gragas to go to. There we go. Heal up. And chase him down. Let's see what happens. Okay. Not the cleanest. Could have been done a little better, but Chain CC was good. And they got him. Graves says, okay, I'm going to gank bottom side. This institutes the next phase of the early game. This institutes the next phase of the early game. Let me go counter jungling. All of the camps are down, not a problem. Graves is moving up into my blue side jungle. That means two things. One, I'm losing all my camps on the bottom side. No point recalling, no point hitting that direction. I have complete domain of this upper side, and I can take the Scuttle Crab right here, which is exactly what we do. We regenerate, we get our smite activated, we see the spawn timer on the Gromp. You know Graves is here. Bottom lane should pay attention to it. I don't actually know if they do, or Graves kills them. There you go. Walks out. He should go straight to Dragon. There you go. We say, right, let's take the Gromp. And now you have to assess the state of the game as a Warwick main. Can you beat the enemy jungler 1v1? Do we do well physically into Graves? Yeah. Is there a lane tragically inting that's ruining my day? Yup. However, mid lane, as stale as they are, 10 CS lead to the Syndra. Top lane is now absolutely primed for you to get yourself fed, get Renekton a huge lead back into the game, and then use that to try and hold out as long as you can. Remember, the gold lead is in Blue's favor for a long time, so you're really playing from behind in this game, and I cannot emphasize that enough. This is a transitive gank into the top lane. I don't like that the Renekton went all in. He should have recognized that Warwick could have just floated up and should have just kept the Gragas in position. He's kind of going for these solo kills. See, this wave is so good. Warwick could just walk on up after blue. Now he's really going for it too soon. He pulled the trigger here way too soon. Now, I know why. You know, you got the fear stacks, you got your ult up. But you don't have flash. I understand why he did it, and why he feels compelled to do it. Because he can. The problem is, it would have been so much nicer to do that with your jungler. Warwick, on the other hand, says, hey, wait a second. Let me get some of that action. Just runs through the tower. Ours? That's a screenshot for all Warwick mains. Just, we're so used to that. If you don't miss Warwick ults like this, you don't main the champion. It wasn't going to hit anyway. He was just using it to gap close to avoid the knockup from the Gragas ultimate because Warwick's ult is unstoppable to get the fear, to get the Q-Chomp. Now, because the Gragas did flash and ult, there you go, he falls. So, that's nice. We lose all our bottom side camps. Bra moving on up, you saw that here. There we go. This is good warding. Jungler top side, let's go get some deep vision. We have protection from our Graves. Galio is... That was weird. It looked like he took off. Did I see something else? What was that? Was he just going back or something? I thought he... Oh, no. It was the E. I saw it in the corner of my eye while I was looking at the map. Okay. Does he... He does anyway. There you go. Warwick can reset now. Here's where we... Minion surfing. Here's where things get... interesting. Could you head to the bottom side? Yes. But you don't know for sure exactly how many camps were taken. I mean, you can see the Gromps up, but that's level 6. That's not major experience for a level 7 Warwick. You don't currently have control over the bottom side. You know they've got wards there. As soon as you walk in, they're going to see you. Graves and Braum are going to collapse, and he's even taking your wolves right now. You know, speak of the devil. There he is. There he is. Okay. Just instinct. Just instinct. There's no reason to go bottom side. We'll take our red buff. Alright. We'll finish our baby raptors that we forgot about earlier. We'll translate that to counter jungling. Alright, there's no objective bottom side either. Extra experience. And now, we press W to see where the Gragas is. We see him in the bush. Let's go. Graves has reset on the other hand and come to the top side. But we are Warwick and we're fed. We got the Tiamat, the Balmy Cinder. It's in an AoE from the Renekton, who goes way too ham. Akali rotates. Warwick is absorbing, and now Warwick detaches. So, watch this. Galio roams up to here. Braum says, I'm going to roam with the Graves. Now, this is the unexpected twist. Because the Galio is here, you don't really know exactly where the bottom lane is. Syndra moves up, which immediately means she must have some kind of protection. At the same time, there's nowhere else for her to go. Okay? We start this fight knowing full well that the Syndra's moving up. We start this fight knowing full well that Graves and Braum have probably reset. Most likely the Graves is pathing this direction, not the Braum, so we have to consider that Graves might be here. However, as soon as the fight starts, you see Braum, Syndra in the river. Graves must be on his way. You have to be cautious. You see Graves right immediately. At this point, the Gragas ult keeps you in the fight. So I think here you're going to try and kill one and get out. If he flashes and leaves, let him. The Renekton should not have made that play. As Warwick, you just leave. You've got flash, you can get out. You can Q chomp and fight him, or you can just leave. That's good. Nice Q through to Fia. Akali at least gets a clean up. Don't fight it. Good. I mean, the Warwick seemed to be the most present out of all the champions in that play. And not just leaves. You're going to lose a Herald. You're going to lose whatever resources are top side. The best thing you can do now is just float on to see what camps you have. Grump's up. Let's take it. Level 6. See, this is good. He didn't take this because it was up for so long, the Graves. This Grump was up for so long that this is reduced experience now. It's only level 6. It's way less than if you're taking it and it was like a level 9, 10, getting that really high game experience. So I don't mind him not taking that in this situation. Right, what do we have? 747 gold, 43 gold, not a lot of gold. Gallo's been caught out again. He's dead. Ladies and gentlemen, 13 to 5, 050-040. So don't say that every game that we release on this channel is a stump, because it isn't. And you have to overcome these odds through these great junglings, and you have to be 302. That's the way. If you're also 050, can't help you, kid. Can't help you. Wolves spawn again. You see, now look at this. Level 8. So this is better for us. Not close to 9, though. Any objectives on the map worth contesting? Nothing. Could we, even if we wanted to? No. Back to base. Slapping and getting ready for the Frostfire. The bonus size, the bonus HP, really does help Warwick in terms of his objectives in the late game. Being a disruptor. Peeler, engager. Again, a fight. This is just running it down now. The 0-10-0 bottom lane. Warwick says, I'm gonna go for the gank. Never mind, goodbye. Oh, he does actually go for it. There we go. Graves' ult misses. Red buff should get him. There you go. Red smite, sorry. Woo! That was nice. See, you run around the rock, you think, ganking time. Galio ints over here, you say, anyway, never mind. Then the Gragas says, haha, my team is here, and you say, wait a second. I'm Warwick. Kill him with your red smite, and now you think, okay, it's over, right? But because Akali rotated, and she's 1-2-1, so like she's doing anything anyway, this is something where you have to know the limits of your champions so well. The damage upward. They run the Frostfire tank Tiamat build in these two one tricks in Korea. They always have run it, and they're just running it again now. She misses the stun anyway. Flash for the Fear. Flash for the Q follow through on her flash, respect, and then you have the Fear channeling already, so you get it afterwards. It's a basic warrior combo. Auto attack, swish. And now you get out. Now, to try and turn this game around, sometimes you have to lose things. You have to lose things. Herald is gonna punish you. Let me embrace you with my wings. Death. He's embracing death. Oh, is he? Almost. Akali? Oh, he's not! Oh, they turned it around. Oh, never mind. Support battle. Now the Warwick rotates. You see, this is what I'm talking about. He's busy up here. We're watching this fight. He's already halfway rotating. Let's go. That's a dead Braum. Come on. I love this. I love this. Follow through. There you go. You just hold it for a little slide kick, and now you have Dragon Prior. Now you have Dragon Prior. Misfortune's bottom lane got an assist somewhere. Not that it matters. Who cares? Gallo now has 3 assists. I think he just was fed up with his ADC and just said, you know what? I'm gonna perma roam. I don't care if I die. Take the blue buff. It's Korea. Here now is a lot of action. This is interesting. This is interesting. She didn't go back mid lane. She went to top lane to tank the tower to try and push this even further. The Akali was dead, which means out of base, she's most likely going to rotate to this because there's no reason to go here because Galio just pushed it. So a high elo career game should realize, listen, Akali has nowhere else to go but directly topside if we choose to fight this. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And the Gragas should have backed out. Like the Syndra backs out, the Gragas should have backed out as well. T1 Roach, there you go. Okay. Champions. There you go. There you go. Graves says, what's up? He cues the wall because star points. And all of this means you get a dragon. So even at high elo, these little distractions are going to happen for the enemy team, even though they have a huge lead. Actually, especially because they have a huge lead, because they're going to greed. Take the objectives, get your camps. Frostfire completed, Tiamat completed, plated steel caps completed in this case. I mean, these are all knockups, right? So I can see why. He's trying to face the Graves. It's for the Kaiser as well. Those will be the main damage sources. Gragas is going tank. Okay. I don't think you're wrong going Mercs, but plated steel caps will do a lot of work if you're planning on fighting those two champions specifically. Split push top lane for no particular reason. Blue side, they've spent 3 years up here, which means they're most likely going to reset bottom lane. If you don't know where they are, because mid-game macro begins now, so rotations in solo queue can be absolutely random. But as soon as you see them, let's make sure we get that kill. Nice. Take the Krugs. They take mid lane, no problem. Graves is in our blue side jungle. Akali dies for no reason. This is always a good move. Nothing you can do there now. Take whatever you can get, alright? And now, if you have a Herald, like say Herald was up and Dragon was up in this situation. This happens quite a bit actually. They reset from this top play, they float on down to take the Dragon. You rejoin top lane, assassinate the Syndra, even as Warwick, take the giant Void Beetle. You see them just killing and pushing. Let's offset this losing matchup, this losing game. Take his stuff, push this wave. If she shows again, wipe her, and then activate the Herald. They will be trying to push this sometimes, especially in mid elos, for sure. And you'll probably get 2 towers from it. You don't want to get the inhibitor because they're winning, but at least 2 towers would be nice. Like here, she just pushes again for no reason. You have ult up, hit it, and slice it. Kaiser's rotating. You saw that on the map, I hope, so we want to detach now. There you go. Good ward. Thank you very much. Who has a blue trinket? The top laner. Splitting, trinket. Splitting, trinket. Good. Reset. We got Gragas on the bottom side. Bottom lane, what are you doing? Apparently doing good things. Alright. Don't ask. Fiesta. Right. 16 to 16. Gold is equal. We've neutralized the impact from the bottom lane almost by ourselves, but with the great help from the top laner also. And Akali has shifted her attitude from int to win. Vision control. Team is resetting. Don't go too far. Just clean up your jungle so that they can't see you. Very nice. Renekton's top lane. He has TP. Herald is up. Dragon is spawning. What objective do you want to go for? In this case, I think you're going to have to give this up. As soon as you see them on it, leave it. Go get the dragon. Come on, let me stick to him. There we go. Press W for... And if there's a fight, rotate, but... Yeah, the pings here are good. They're going to use the Herald top lane to break the base. I don't mind that. In a losing game like this, you don't mind them wasting resources here to break this. Because you have decent scaling. I mean, this... Galio is going to be huge later on. Misfortune is going to be huge. Akali is going to be able to do stuff, provided she doesn't get, you know, cancelled. And then Warwick, that's what we're going to focus on. What does Warwick do in terms of these team fights and skirmishes? But definitely trade this for an objective. It's fine. When you're behind, absolutely nothing wrong with this trade. As I said, activate the Herald on the top lane. We're going kind of fast because it's a longer game, but this is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. Here we go. What makes Good freeze frame, actually. What makes these losing games so winnable is when I paused it, you know, over here, the Warwick got a kill on the Gragas, made a great outplay on the Syndra, immediately extinguished all momentum they had in that moment. And that, I mean, the bottom lane was 0-10-0 at that point. Since then, because we keep killing the Syndra, taking the objectives, I mean, that's 2 dragons now secured, stole a whole bunch of camps on the top side, killed her again, you know, you're forcing them to move around the map to deal with you. And that's so big when they have relief, because now they're not getting anything. You are, they are not. Therefore, they get impatient. They want to activate this Herald here. Let's see, how do we team fight? Akali TP'd in, by the way. So this is Assassin primed for flanking. Galio primed for peeling. Gragas is turbo engaging onto the ADC, who's already 1-5-2. But if she sets up that ultimate pain, right? She gets knocked in. And dead. So already priority target gone. Out of the game. 5v4. However, resources have been expended. Ult is down. Ult is down. Flash is down. And that's the turning point that people don't recognize in lower elos. Most people say, great, ADC, why is your positioning so bad? I mean, what is she really meant to do in that situation? I guess you could have Gale forced it, but you'd have to be in the game to have those reactions on Korea. Overkill of the Syndra ult, she probably didn't have to use it. Let's see. Let's observe. Akali goes in. Okay, what's this gonna do is force them to worry. Brahma's basically saying, I need to peel the Akali. Syndra's saying, uh-oh, I'm dead. Renekton goes in for disruption. Just full AoE everything. Galio is going to ult here for protection on the Akali's flank, as you saw from the magic shield. Warwick now, this is great team fighting from them, okay? Warwick now has to shift his approach. Okay? Are we an assassin or are we disruption? In this case, you are simply cleanup crew. Make sure you're chain CCing and getting in the way of the enemy. You're following the Renekton. However, your main damage now is the Akali, so let's keep her alive. Even if she's looking good right now, the Kai'Sa is super fed. Make sure that Kai'Sa, whoever she's attacking, you are peeling for that target and also isolating her out of the game. That's why you get the flash fear here, right? It's just good practice to do that. Now, you're next to the carry. This could be Misfortune, could be Akali. Just identify which one is the most important in that particular fight. Now you can turn on the Graves. Let these two handle the fat boys, alright? Sorry, the ripped boy and the cupcake. You focus on the Graves and stay in front of the Akali, alright? Or the Misfortune. Look, don't chase this. Should swap straight into the Gragas. Okay? See, here I would have just tried to kill the Gragas. But I guess maybe that's... Yeah, there you go. Okay. He did focus on Gragas. He was just anticipating the body slam. I wasn't thinking about it. My bad. Missed the ultimate because, as I said, you're meant to. Let them clean up these two. Sorry, let those two clean up. There we go. Graves, now you follow through. You see how, though, he's sticking with the Akali? So, as I said, look, stay with the Gragas. The Warwick was initially, I think, I can't get into his mind, but he was probably a little bit tunnel visioning. And as soon as you see the Gragas walk to the wall, okay, he's gonna Eon out. And then you just stick with the Akali, keep her safe. That was the first look at the team fight, so apologies if that wasn't put together with arrows and full explanations. It's the first time I've seen it just like you, which is good, I think. It's good to analyze, make mistakes as well, and try and get into their minds. That process of getting into the mind of a player is important as well. From that point, though, from my perspective, right, we win the game. Is anyone else concerned? I'm happy right now. I think we just farm. Make sure our camps are on repeat. If someone gets out of position, we kill them. Here we go. Okay. I'll take that. I mean, it's a low cooldown, but I'll take it. We don't want them to Baron, so we just want to disrupt and ward control. Okay. Misfortune, once again, is experiencing ADC in 2K21, except ADCs in 2K21, pretty good. And Misfortune's one of the good ones. But she's dead, once again. 1-7-4. We have to carry the fight now. Let's see. Kali goes in. Warwick says, I'm going to deal with the Gragas. Galio's going to peel this. So you just take him out of the fight because he's the big chunky boy. That's fine. Okay, he's dead. Good. I like that. Turn now. Keep the Akali alive. She's our damage. Disengage. disengage. That's fine. Because you know the Gragas to be alive as well. They'll probably get Baron, no? You could fight and try and steal. If you steal, you win the game. It just puts you in such a great position. If you don't steal and you die, you give them a push on the inhibitor and you make it very difficult to. So, you also don't have Renekton, but he does have TP. Okay. Okay, you. Okay. Did we go for glory? I know Twitch chat always says let's go for glory. Misfortune just straight ults this. Hold up, let me put the vision here. I'm watching the Warwick, I should be watching the Akali. So from the red team's perspective here, you have Smite. So it should be fine to secure this. You either turn together or you just rinse the Baron. I don't like 50-50ing it. Like, he had 684 HP to smite it, and he had 84. He just had to press the button. That's kind of bad. That's really bad, but great steal. Warwick in the meantime is just disrupting. Make sure you survive. Now you want to keep... Okay, they're gonna flow onto the backline here, so we want to get in there. Keep them as Fortune alive or clean up. Those are your choices. Alright, so that's a little messy focus. But they can chase down, shouldn't be a problem. Oh, there we go. There's a dragon spawning. Okay. I think we're in control. Any disagreeers? I think we're in control. Just walk straight across. You got the Deadman's complete. Your Tiamat is fine. He's not actually finishing the Titanic Hydra. In your lower elo games, if you're really fed, you could finish that Titanic, and I do advise doing so with your Frostfire, just because the damage output is nice, and you want to have a bit more control in the fights, because you're not going to have an Akali you can rely on and stuff like that. It's also my personal style, but in Korea, just full tank it. Keep that Tiamat. You can finish the Tiamat later. Yeah, finish the Titanic Hydra later. My bad. But I think they're in control here. TP flank again from the Akali. Cut them off. Nice. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I don't mean to speed through everything. Here we go. Let's watch it in one-time speed. But I think the game is pretty much done. Nice comeback. And it's all the Warwick and the Renekton. The Akali played super well. Okay, you want to use your Q on her supposed stun, but she either had to save it and die, or use it and it doesn't do anything, so. Chase down, Akali things. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Now, basically, you just push with Baron, you have the Dragon Soul win conditions, and you should be able to close. Ooh, Renekton going a little too ham. Okay. Okay, we're done. We're done. There you gotta spam the dances. Don't want to be demonetized. There you go. Right, so if you have an inting bottom lane, if you have a mid laner that isn't exactly doing so hot, but you happen to be Warwick, even in high elo, with this build in particular, you can still exist. Just know which targets to peel, engage, disrupt. Secondly, please always understand to give things up. You know, if there's no dragon available for you, go ahead, take the Herald, counter jungle, focus on one lane, and that's something very important. You know, if there's a lane that you can use to get ahead, to keep yourself in the game, to keep a lead, do it and focus on it. Because, as you see, once they break open the base, and you get to this big fight, you've snuck away 2 dragons because of their macro, great opportunistic secures, and because you have good gold leads, you're able to actually impact the outcome of the game directly. Warwick, great champion for this. Way better late game than you think. The game only goes to 30 minutes. I don't think there's anything interesting worth worrying about. But what I wanted to point out was, like, even at this point, the Misfortune is down, you know, almost 2,500 gold. You're down 900 gold on the Graves because he's just farming and gets shut down. So, even though you might think you have a lead, or even if you might think you have a deficit, you don't always have it in that situation. I mean, what are you hoping to accomplish here, blue team? Warwick and Renekton have sustain, have That was a big shield. The Renekton Steric, sorry. Look at this. I love it. You can't kill any of them. You literally can't kill any of them. Oh, that flash came through. Oh, I'm glad I stuck around for that. There you go. Warwick can work. Just lose the ego. You don't need to have damage to do damage. Make sure you're playing the game properly and you will get many wins. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Head to the main channel. We have a champion pool video, how to make one. Warwick is of course in my champion pool, so enjoy that video as well. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next video.